Welcome to the ripple effect of love for dads and families. Already episode 30. Celebrate your success. So, how are things going in your household? What's happening? How can we support you? I'm Christine Bernat, stress management coach, and much more. I love helping others live in their greatest potential, aligned with their wisdom. And as we celebrate this week, what is it that you feel you were successful at? It's so important to take that moment to say, hey, what did I accomplish? Way back, we talked about creating your vision, your goal. What is your vision? What is your goal? Were you able to take any of those baby steps to make it a little bit closer? So let's end the week by celebrating our wins, whether they be big or small, and recognizing your progress and solidifying the positive changes you've made with Snap Tap Zap or any other technique that you are using to self-regulate. Why am I so strong on self-regulation? Because it is where I have seen progress, the best progress. With students, I taught for 30 years, and there was a technique that we had implemented in the school, and I had this beautiful little guy, beautiful heart, but if you triggered him, he would go right into fight. You know, if he had the ball, you would get the ball. He had the ball in his hands, you said something that would annoy him, you would get the ball. He was unable to keep that survival part of his brain calm. So, as we did the self regulation, it took him 3-4 months. He was 10 years old, but we got there. We persevered. And he was so proud of himself. What a beautiful accomplishment to be able to calm your survival mode enough not to be in that fight mode. And of course, when you're calming your amygdala, calming your survival mode, you are more present, you're calmer, you're able to use your prefrontal cortex, part of the brain, so you're able to make logical choices instead of choices based on your fears. So let's take a deep breath in and tap on a meridian point. Here's the sternum point. Relax those shoulders and zap out the stress, the overwhelm that you may be feeling right now so that you can be more present. Just letting it go. I'm going to change spots. Here's my collarbone. Collarbone point is right here. Deep breath in. Noticing where the tension, I just noticed I had tension between my shoulder blades. Moving can be very beneficial to stretch out those tense muscles because you've been in the same position or you've been holding something for a long time. You can thank your body for showing you where you are holding stress, tension, etc. And then imagine a train that spirals down into the magma and brings all that tension in there. Ready? And exhale, zapping it into the train. So if we do it quickly in the 9 seconds that it takes to do one round, snap, breathe in for 3, relax the shoulders for 2, And exhale for 4 onto the spiraling train. I know it went over for 9 seconds, but I have to talk, right, and explain it because I want you to be able to follow along. I have found that this technique is way more powerful than what we used in the school system. One day, this is a big celebration, this little guy was at my house, wanted to go kayaking, sat in it, and then he held on to the post and he says, "Don't you dare push me, Christine." And I said, okay. I got down to his eye level and I said, "Can you follow me and just snap? Breathe in, tap, relax your shoulders, and exhale. I want you to let go of the fear that's taking over who you are right now and taking over your desires." We did it 3 times. It took us a minute because of all the explanations. He pushed away from the dock and away he went. Had a great time with his mom. Came back. A few months later, his mom said, "He's still not afraid of water. This is so amazing." Because, and why would that happen in just a minute when he was about 9, 10 years old? Why would he have been afraid of water until then? What happens in the body? Well, when you're tapping on a meridian point, you're sending a message to the amygdala, that part of the brain that goes into survival mode. Something somewhere had triggered a fear. Water equaled fear in his brain. So even though he really wanted to go on the water, even though he was really excited, was able to sit in the kayak, he wasn't able to let go of the dog. So by really calming down quickly the amygdala, imagining the train and a safe place to release that fear. So the imagination part is very important. Most kids have a lot of imagination. They watch cartoons. So to imagine a spiraling train, even though us as adults may have issues with that, it's okay. And it's a win to recognize. I can't imagine. So my question to you is, what do you want to do to be able to imagine a train going down, spiraling down into the magma? You could ask an AI tool to draw it for you. You could ask one of your kiddos. You can draw it, find it somewhere. Very interesting to be able to see it at the same time. It will help your mind do it. Or you can write it down. Some people, just the act of writing, "I am releasing this tension onto a spiraling train and just letting it go to be burned in the magma," might be enough for you. And maybe you can even, in a very safe environment, make sure, of course, highly recommended, that you just burn it up. If you write it on a little note and you do it in the sink where there's water, nice and safe place to burn that up. You never know who's listening, so I want to make sure that, say, "Hey, Christine, it's your fault that my house burned down because you said I had to burn my note down." Take responsibility, right? So, what is it? I'd love for you to share. If you don't want to share it in the chat because you're shy, no worries. Just share with someone you love or share it privately. You can go to my website. I can put that up right here, christineberna.com, and you can contact me through there and get the information. So to share what it is that you are being successful with, because celebrating our success helps our brain be able to bring in more of these wins. Our brain starts looking for the wins, which is a really cool thing to have your brain looking for wins, looking for those perspectives that might bring a win instead of the perspectives that will bring you the anxiety, the overwhelm, the stress. Of course, you need to practice so that you get better at it. As Christian Mendez said the other day, it's learning your ABCs of snap or clap, tap, relax, and zap. Just being able to do this for yourself. This is an act of self-love. Self-regulation is an act of self-love. It doesn't cost anything to just snap, breathe in, scan your body, relax the shoulders, and exhale onto the spiraling train. I've worked in some groups with big groups of women, up to 100, and they loved the incinerator. So maybe that's something that you really like. I had a client who said, I just want to stand by the volcano and blow it in. Like, she needed to see that it was really happening. Trusting sometimes isn't always easy. Trusting that the train will bring it down to the magma, right? So if you're standing at the edge of the volcano, which obviously we all know is way too hot, however, the imagination, you can bring yourself there and allow yourself to release that, just like that. And if you're just beginning, it's okay. Allow yourself, as a beginner, learning the ABCs of snap, tap, and zap. Give yourself grace. If I ask you to do some things and follow me along and it's a challenge for you, it's okay. And if we connect back to what your vision is this year, because today is our last day of January, we've been live for 3 weeks in 2025, and I would love for you to just take a moment and take a peek at what is your goal. Do you remember it? If you don't, no worries. Did you write it down somewhere? Find it. If you can't find it now, look for it this weekend. It's okay. Give yourself grace. Give yourself self-love. Are you telling yourself, oh God, where did I put that thing? Well, where did you put that thing? Is that really self-love? Not necessarily. Maybe you had some S and F words in there that are not helpful to want, for your brain to want to co-create this and to feel safe co-creating. So that safety issue. I will share that I am celebrating having the awareness that I have some deep trauma related to a certain issue, and it has activated my SI and hip joint on the right side. So this is very interesting because as I started this live event, which is Ripple Effect of Love for dads and families, I have come to see, and it has helped me be able to see that I still had some hurts that were hidden down, deep down. How do I know my hurts were related to men? Because it's happening on the right side and the left side is fine. That's how I know. In the world of EFT, we learn a lot about this part of the body creates this, or this emotion creates this pain in your body. So as I'm healing that, or releasing, I should say, releasing that pain, the betrayals that I've had, there's so many things that happen, that the abandonment, the not feeling safe. Now I can embrace this. And the challenge of doing this live comes partially because Christian had asked me to do this. He said, dads need this. And I knew I had this inner longing to help dads because I wish my dad had learned it. I wish the dad of my children had learned this. And of course, I wish I had learned this when I was younger. And my mom, this would have helped my mom so much. So this is for the whole family. And even for those that want to have kids and are interested in dealing with their stuff before they have kids, it is the best time. If you are saying, oh, I want to have kids, I don't have kids yet, this heart is for you, because if you can release a lot of these deep wounds that you have within you, the people pleasing, the guilt, the fear of this and that, the anxiety. Imagine the beautiful legacy you will leave your children when you have them. Some people have their children, start having their children at 15, some at 40. It doesn't matter. The point is, where are you at in your life right now? And what's showing up? Let's deal with it. If you need more support than just what I'm doing here on the lives, feel free to connect with me. It'd be my pleasure to support you. However, if this is all you need, I am so excited that you're here and that I can offer you this support. So with a nice deep breath in, putting our hands over our hearts, and what's a win you're proud of this week? Let's soak it in. How does it feel? How does this win feel? And your win can be just showing up here today. That's it. It does not have to be major. And if you're here, there's a reason why you're here, an important reason. And I am proud of you just for being here and listening to this live. What is your takeaway from today? If you aren't able to listen to the whole week, no worries. You can go back anytime you're bored this weekend, or you can put it in your schedule and say, hey, I'm going to do this starting today for me because I can, because this is the kind of self-love that I need for myself. So wishing you an amazing weekend, or the best that you can possibly have. Remember to self-regulate. If you don't use Snap Tap Zap, no worries, use your technique. If you use affirmations, have you thought of doing your affirmation and Snap Tap Zap at the same time? It has quite a powerful effect of releasing those unconscious resistance. We talked about 95% of what's in our brain is unconscious. So our subconscious, there's a lot of different words that are used, but it's not on our conscious level, and we need to release it. Our body will tell us, if we pay very close attention to our body, we will be able to identify some of these things. So without further ado, have an amazing week. Take great care of yourself, best you can, and your loved ones, and sending you and your loved ones lots of love. And I will see you Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern. And feel free to join me. Feel free to share this with your loved ones, anyone you think could use it. You can say, hey, I just discovered this. Take a peek. If you want to follow me on my YouTube, and that would be great. Just starting that out, and we'll see where we go with it. So take care, and I will see you Monday. And I see I need to take this off. There we go. You have my website and my email and my QR code. So